The following is a presentation of the Nerd Complex Podcast Network.
You are listening to Audio Suplex Live.
Oh,
we in there.
Boo, this is horrible production. We have a special guest on the show. We can't even get him on camera. Unbelievable. What kind of way to treat our guest?
There, we're in.
There we are. We're in.
This is the youngest guest we've ever had.
Yes. You sure? We had the Natural Aces on.
Oh, that's true. Second youngest, third youngest.
Third youngest guest that we've had on.
We have a literal baby face.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh, these are the jokes, guys. I like it.
Here we are.
All right. So today's show.
Episode 49.
Yes. Hey, Joe. Do you see that? The Audio Suplex Live floating there?
Oh, yeah.
That's in a bad spot. They can't see what we're doing. We are booking SummerSlam.
We are booking SummerSlam.
Based on the limited knowledge that Travis has on what's going on in wrestling.
I watched a 16-minute recap video of the most recent Raw and SmackDown. I've been kind of out of the loop a little bit recently, guys. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's summer, man. It's hard.
It's hard, man. It's hard to stay in the loop on pro wrestling, but I watched myself a little Brian Zane recap this morning. Shouts out to Wrestling with Regret, one of my favorite YouTube channels. Kind of gives me an insight of what the storylines are right now. The cool thing about WWE, in my personal estimation, is that it's a narrative that you can jump out of and jump back in pretty much whenever. As long as you know the general idea of what the characters are and what they're doing, and you can pretty much pick up as you go. It's pretty easy.
It's accessible.
Yeah, you don't
Filthy
need
casuals.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, they have to make it that way so that you can get the casuals invested and so on and so forth. So when a hardcore fan like myself or yourself or even Corey to some degree checks out for a little bit, we're pretty easy to catch back up. So.
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
So Corey, do you want to break down the premise as to what the heck we're doing? Well, let's introduce everybody at the table first.
Yeah, let's do that because nobody knows who we are. So let's get into things.
No, we haven't been doing this for over a year or anything.
Hello, I'm Heel Corey. I'm a Capricorn.
Are you really?
Yeah,
you birthday, and we're both Capricorns.
My birthday is on.
That's right. That's Christmas
Day,
Christmas
which would
Day.
make me a Capricorn.
That's like right at the cutoff for Capricorn then.
Sure,
because you're missing being a Sagittarius by like 3 days.
I don't think it's that close, but
I can't remember.
I think actually Capricorn goes to the beginning of January, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Well, Sagittarius is like the beginning of December.
Oh, then maybe it's like I don't know. I honestly know zero about that except for that I'm a Capricorn.
Oh,
yeah, I got.
And I'm sponsored by Pepsi.
Capricorn gang.
Second best person to ever be sponsored by Pepsi.
Who was the first?
CM Punk.
The plunge.
I saw a Pepsi 12-pack today. They're really pushing this Michael Jackson, Ray Charles, Britney Spears thing right now with like the iconic performances that they've had with them. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, Michael Jackson definitely had an iconic performance.
Yeah, he did. Some would even say it was fire.
Oh yeah, it was hot.
Yeah, it was hot. Hot performance. For those of you born before 2001,
2001,
or born after 2000,
I'm pretty sure he was
for
born quite a bit.
For those of you born after 2001,
so Natural Aces, pay attention.
Yeah, pay attention. Michael Jackson once infamously burnt himself and his hair shooting a commercial for Pepsi.
I heard that was the origin of the he.
Yeah.
No, R.I.P.
I can't do it.
All right.
Well,
so everyone's introduced.
We didn't at least do the special guest. The special guest.
I don't remember.
He calls himself the punching machine.
That's right.
I call him LT to my BT. This is Tristan.
What up,
Tristan?
What's up?
Hey, what up?
Welcome to the show, Tristan. How are you, bud?
Tell the fans what's up.
Good? You good? Excited to be on? Long-time listener, first-time guest?
Yes.
All right. Good.
Cool.
So between me and Heel Corey, who's your favorite personality on Audio Suplex Live? We'll come back to that. Don't worry. You'll have to answer that.
That's tough. That's
the longest dead air I think we've ever had.
We've had Shawn McMahon on the show before, and he creates some hot takes that create some dead air there. Goldberg sucks, huh?
Speaking of Paul Heyman himself, where's he at?
We're waiting for the pre-show shop.
The pre-show shopper.
Yeah.
He's shopping. He was shopping before the show and he got caught up.
He's at Kroger, man. He's got some stuff to do.
Oh, jeez. All right, so today's show. Wait, is everybody introduced now?
Yeah.
I'm of course Travis. We not to put myself over, guys. Donning a new look.
Oh yeah.
He turned
clean
baby
shaven.
face.
I could turn baby face. It's just to kind of differentiate between me and Corey a little bit better.
I like you
know.
got the Pete Dunne on today. I got the Roman Reigns.
I got tired of getting heat from you guys for not wearing wrestling shirts to the podcast.
It's a requirement.
Every time I would show up,
See, I messed up today.
Well, Corey, every time.
I own so many
supplement shirt.
Every time we go to an ASL event, whether it be here or at the Beer Stube or any of the multitude or NOW shows, Corey's always like, "Whoa, I'm wearing this today," and I'm like, "Damn, dude,
I could have rocked that new Off the Rope, man."
Yeah. What did you get?
I got the Kurt Angle.
I saw the fit.
Yeah, I got the shorts and the shirt.
Shouts out to Puck showing you love on the post, man. I love it. Puck's the dude, former guest.
He is truly out there.
Yeah, Puck is truly out there. Puck is the man. So tight.
What the Puck?
All right, so we kind of did something like this last year.
We did it way earlier,
and we realized in that process that we have no idea what the hell we're talking about because I don't think we were anywhere.
We did okay. I think we got about a third of the card right, but it was kind of.
We tried to predict SummerSlam like right after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think it was.
There
was definitely at least one pay-per-view in between, so we didn't even know where the feuds were going to be going.
Right.
This time we decided to try to do it before any of the matches have really been announced. There's only been 2 matches announced so far, and only one of them is like set in stone, and that's Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title.
Yeah.
The other one is the Universal Championship match, Brock Lesnar versus either Roman Reigns or Bobby Lashley. So we know.
I'm coming for you, Bobby.
Confirmed.
Going to be a triple threat.
We'll get to that. How dare you spoil?
Well, I'm not doing the card picking, so for those who are watching live and listening right now, I'm not doing card picking. You guys wrote out cards.
Well, I wrote out a full card. Travis is still writing out his card.
Listen, man. Okay, listen. I live a very busy lifestyle.
We talked last night. He came up with the rules: 13 matches,
Correct.
8 championships.
Wasn't able to fulfill the card in time. So this is me working on the homework the day of.
Oh yeah,
in class. The same day it's due.
I should be sequestered off in another room while Corey's giving his card, so that I can finish mine, and then come back. So his will have no influence over mine whatsoever. Also, I want to take a minute off from the show a little bit and just go stretch my legs.
He needs to take a break.
Let's go take a little walk or something like that, a little jaunt.
All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go over my pre-show. So essentially, we're gonna say how we would book SummerSlam, how we think WWE should book SummerSlam, and Anthony, you're gonna kind of listen to our pitches and decide which SummerSlam you would rather watch. So part of this is me and Travis are going to book the matches, decide the winners, maybe talk about the finish or maybe a spot in the match if there's something cool that we would like to see happen. Because we're the bookers on this particular show. The rules were 13 matches, at least 8 title matches. We're just going based off of what last year's SummerSlam card looked like. I'm going to go ahead and get into my pre-show. My first match of the pre-show is for the Raw Tag Team titles. And it sees the champions, the B Team, taking on the Authors of Pain.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
And the Authors of Pain are our new Raw Tag Team champions. That's your opening match on the pre-show.
Giving the fans what they wanted a month before. The B Team was undefeated since The Miz leaving and them forming like their whole new team. But Authors of Pain have been in and out. But, I can imagine something like that, holding some weight and getting it out of the way on the pre-show does make sense.
Now, how do you want to do this? Do you want to give, like, your Raw Tag Team title match, and then I'll give mine?
Well, I kind of want to go in the order of my card.
Do your whole card, and then I'll just do mine.
That's what I think.
All right, let's run it. I can listen to you first.
Well, I'm not going to go through all of it. I'm just doing my pre-show first.
Okay.
So that was the first match. Second match, Sasha Banks taking on Bayley in a loser leaves Raw match.
Whoa.
The loser gets traded to SmackDown. Kurt Angle has already said something about if they couldn't get along, he's going to have to trade one.
Dude, you would put that on the pre-show? You wouldn't put that as like the second match of the main show just so people could see it and have like the reactions of so you want the results to be spoiled on like Instagram because WWE is trash with know spoiling their
pre-show
own stuff. Okay.
My card is so stacked and awesome that I had to put some matches that are going to be pretty good on the pre-show.
Oh,
I want to get the viewers.
It's hard, man. When you
I'm
have a
booking
big
this.
mega card like this, you have to put some really good matches on
I'm
the
pretty
pre-show.
sure they put the pre-show on like USA now. Like the last like WrestleMania's pre-show was on USA. It was.
Okay.
So I think that putting some big matches that people are like, holy crap, these are sweet, on the pre-show is going to get some more viewers on the actual card. My third and final pre-show match is another good one. We have Rusev with Lana taking on Aiden English.
Oh, wow.
And we have Rusev coming out on top.
Of course.
Babyface after some Aiden English heel shenanigans.
We have
Heel shenanigans after him being like so like heart, broken.
He's heartbroken
and somber.
because Lana replaced him. That's my pre-show.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you think, Ajax? So far, how do you think?
That is a stack. That's a very stacked.
Be
pre-show.
interesting to watch. You want to see those matches, right?
And they all make sense. I wouldn't do the Rusev, Aiden English thing on the main show. I honestly, I'd feel bad about Rusev being, going from almost main event or one of the main events, last month at Extreme Rules to, being pre-show with Aiden English, something so diluted and watered down and unnecessary.
Well, then, you might want to pay attention to my card, because I think I got just the thing for you, bud. Not to sway you,
But no, real quick.
I'm going to sell you on some stuff.
I know you're upset that this isn't. You wouldn't necessarily put some of these matches in the pre-show, but my card later, believe me.
Oh no,
is so
they make
stacked
sense.
That I had to put some, Travis quality matches on the pre-show.
Oh,
You got to put some heat.
okay.
Now, I understand, like the Sasha Bailey thing is very pre-show.
It was originally not on my
right.
pre-show, but then I
But
had another.
it is very
idea.
pre-show. But at the same time, like the stipulation is almost main show to me. You know, their match, just them duking it out without the stipulation, definitely pre-show.
Now, not that I did this, but maybe Bailey. So I said Sasha Banks wins. I didn't even say who won that match. Sasha Banks wins that match. Bailey's going to SmackDown.
Which
maybe,
makes all the sense anyway.
Some point during the show, we see Paige, go up to Bailey like, hey, you know what? I'm actually really glad that you're going to be on SmackDown. Kind of build that star up there, and she'll be in a prominent role on SmackDown. She is heel. She has turned heel Sasha Banks' face.
Oh.
And that's going to play into my women's championship
She's a
match
bad
later.
toddler.
Interesting.
Bad
Bad.
girl.
Naughty
Exactly.
toddler.
She needs a timeout.
All right, well, it's a perfect segue to my pre-show matches.
Speaking of a timeout, if anyone would like to go to the bathroom, now's the perfect time to take a bathroom break. Travis, go ahead. Start your pre-show.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you, bud. Well, as we know, SummerSlam and WrestleMania share the dual edge sword of being like a mega card, but also featuring a lot of matches where you have a lot of like triple threats, fatal four ways. You got to get a lot of these guys on the card because you're taking all of your big programs that you've been working with for half the year, and you got to get them into like a big card in some capacity. And it's not like the Royal Rumble where you can just kind of throw people in the Rumble and call it a day, or Survivor Series where you have 5-on-5 matches built in to kind of showcase guys that wouldn't normally get on the card. You got to get these guys on there somehow. So I think your pre-show is going to be two sets of title matches for both the tag team title matches for both brands, and a special maybe grudge match. I'm not gonna lie, I just wrote this match out 3 seconds ago, and I think it's subject to change. But I think your opening match is going to be a tag team title match for the SmackDown tag titles, and a triple threat between the Bludgeon Brothers defending against Sanity and the New Day.
Oh wow. Dang.
They've been building up a big feud with Sanity and the New Day as of late, especially with Extreme Rules and the finish to that. And this past week on SmackDown, with Sanity essentially going over the New Day twice. Mm-hmm. New Day is obviously never far away from the tag team title picture. It would be an easy way to get that. You obviously can't have the Sanity. You can't have Sanity and the Bludgeon Brothers go head to head because you have that weird heel dynamic. So you really have to kind of get that babyface team in there to kind of essentially eat the pinfall for one of them, because I've got Sanity going over and getting the SmackDown tag team titles.
Beautiful.
In almost a perfect mirror of it, because we know WWE likes to just mirror things across brands, the Raw tag team titles are going to be, we'll come back to that. They're not in any particular order. It's going to be the B team defending against Hardy and Wyatt, defending against the Revival in a triple threat. The Revival poised to make a return. Also, a couple backstage segments with them kind of keeping their eyes on the tag team division. Mm-hmm. I could see that kind of popping into what's going to be heading on with the Raw tag team titles. And I've actually got the Revival going over. I put them over because, honestly, why not? They need it. It's been too long. Injuries are not their faults. They've had so much start-stop since they've gotten to the main roster.
Because of the injuries is the same reasons I wouldn't want to put the titles on.
They're ready to go, man. I think they're ready to get their fair shake at the top of the card. And then you could do some interesting things with them between the B team. You got some other face teams that you could work with as well. I think
a program between the Revival and the B team would not be entertaining at all.
I agree.
Who knows?
That's all right.
I wrote most of this.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be a good match.
And because
it would be very entertaining in that you have a lot of quality talent in there, but Revival going over, not yet.
Yeah, probably not. But whatever.
That's
fantasy
right.
booking.
That's all right.
Fantasy booking.
And then your
final pre-show match. We're just gonna have a regular old match between Bobby Roode and Elias because they need to get on the card somewhere, and you could just have them bump into each other in a backstage segment. And,
Bobby Roode, Elias?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who goes over on that one?
Give me Elias.
Okay. All right. I back that.
May I chime in on your pre-show?
By all means.
Okay. One, Bobby Roode has been teasing a heel turn for a while now. So teaming him with a heel Elias, I don't think would make that much sense, personally.
Okay.
Where's that tease been coming from? I didn't catch any air of that in his character.
On Raw?
Yeah, it doesn't seem heely.
This is where I pay for not watching everything weekly.
Mojo essentially is calling him out for being nothing more than an entrance, essentially.
We did this with Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, they did that already.
Really?
They're
recycling that? I must have missed that part. Okay.
And we all know Mojo. We all know Mojo is basically like Dolph Ziggler minus all the talent and charisma.
Okay.
And good looks.
And then you have Sanity, New Day, and who is the champions? The B team, right?
Mm-hmm. No,
or not the B team, the Bludgeon Brothers. Okay.
The other B team.
I would argue that because Sanity has beat New Day twice in a row, that they don't deserve to be in the title picture. Personally,
that New Day doesn't.
The New Day.
No, now granted,
because they haven't been able to beat Sanity.
Right, but you also have a formidable
4
tag team that they would go over on to give them the credibility that they would need if they didn't have it already.
I think the New Day in the next couple of weeks is going to get their win back from Sanity in some capacity and get their heat back from them. That would put them in a position. New Day doesn't need a lot to get momentum going behind them.
Right.
They get one win over Sanity, and we have 3 or 4 weeks before SummerSlam.
Right.
We have plenty of time for New Day to get their heat back and get themselves into that title picture.
Tristan, who would you want to be SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions? You watched the match a couple weeks ago with Team Hell No and in the Bludgeon Brothers. Who do you want to be Tag Team Champions right now in SmackDown? Got to think of an answer. 1.
It's dead air, bud.
2. All right, we'll come back to that. On the spot.
That's all right. When you think of it, you let us know.
Actually, I'm interested to see what Tristan wants to do with the WWE title. Start thinking about that right now. Start thinking about what you want to do with the WWE title. I want to see if you and I are on the same page.
AJ Styles versus who and who wins?
Or does AJ Styles have a belt?
Are you ready for the main event? Not the main event. The main show.
Main show.
So I figured the way we'll do this is maybe we'll do our first 2 matches to see how we open up our show. Mm-hmm. Does that sound good to you?
Sure, why not?
Ajax. All right. My opening match is Carmella and James Ellsworth versus Becky Lynch in a handicap match for the SmackDown Women's Championship match.
An official handicap match.
Ellsworth has wrestled Becky Lynch before in wrestling matches, so this is where the storyline has finally progressed, where it's Carmella and Ellsworth. He earns his chance to be in this match by beating Becky Lynch on the SmackDown before SummerSlam.
Okay.
So it is a handicap match. Carmella and James Ellsworth. Becky Lynch wins by applying the disarmor to Ellsworth, and Carmella, the following SmackDown, would argue that she gets her rematch because Ellsworth tapped out. She didn't lose her belt, blah, 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 and that sets up a match for them at Hell in a Cell.
Okay.
Now, would a title change hands during a handicap? Has that happened before?
Yeah.
It would
change hands.
Handicap match?
David Arquette won the WCW Championship during a tag team match before, so I think anything's on the table at this point. Who is also working indie shows now. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah, the footage of him doing some moves.
They weren't looking too bad either.
How you got to be?
He looks bad, but
if you're an indie promoter, though, you get to promote like former WCW World Champion David Arquette is going to be at our show. That's gold.
People would go see.
I would go see
fans.
I would go see it just based on the fact that it's like
Because all indie wrestling fans are like over 30 anyway.
Yeah.
So they know who David Arquette is.
That's true.
Yeah. You know how it goes.
Good luck trying to sell it as, from Scream. Like, what? A movie from what, 97? Is it? Like 96?
What a great movie that was.
Jeez.
All right, my second match is an Intercontinental Championship match. Dolph Ziggler versus Elias versus Bobby Roode versus Mojo Rawley versus Finn Balor.
In a fatal 5-way?
In a fatal 5-way. Dolph Ziggler retains by pinning Mojo Rawley, but it's only after Bobby hits a glorious DDT on Mojo and Dolph throws him out and gets the pinfall there.
Interesting.
And that will set up Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode going into Hell in a Cell.
Okay.
My opening match.
I'm into it.
So, into Hell in a Cell or into the Hell
The
in a
next
Cell?
pay-per-view is Hell in a Cell, so not necessarily in a Hell in a Cell.
Every match will be a Hell in a Cell match.
Oh, God. Lockdown.
Yo, book it. WWE Lockdown.
Actually, did I mention that all of these matches are in Hell in a Cell? That's how I booked SummerSlam. They're all Inferno matches.
Oh, I love it. All right, cool. Does anybody want to break down those matches a little bit? So recap those one more time. Fatal 5-way for the Intercontinental with Mojo,
taking
Ziggler.
the ball from Ziggler, but Roode, Rawley, Balor, Elias.
Okay.
Carmella and Ellsworth lose to Becky Lynch.
Okay. That's a lot of meat in that stew. Okay. Let me see what I can top that with. All right, so we're gonna open up my card with I'm really doing these in no particular order. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. But I'm going to go ahead and say...
Build your show. Come on.
I've got a couple of gems that I want to save for later. Build my show. Let's see here. Let's open this show with a grudge match, rematch from Extreme Rules. Finn Balor taking on Baron Corbin, continuing that feud out a little bit. I could see some sort of special stipulation on this. Like if Corbin wins, Balor has to leave Raw or be his assistant for a month or something like that, or if Balor wins and he gets a Universal title shot or something.
Corbin has to start growing his hair back out,
or something to that effect. I can see this having one. Corbin needs to get his win back from the last pay-per-view. I still think they have plans for Corbin. They wouldn't attach him to Stephanie McMahon if they didn't.
I agree.
And then on top of that,
it's Corporate Kane.
Yeah, it's Corporate Kane, but 20 years younger, and they can do a lot more with it for a lot longer. He's going to be that stooge character for quite some time, and I think that he needs to get this win back over Balor. So expect that one to have some sort of special stipulation to it. And I have Baron Corbin going over and getting his win back.
Okay.
And then I might as well just go into my Intercontinental title match as well. I've got Dolph Ziggler taking on Intercontinental Champion Drew McIntyre.
What?
Who will have won the belt sometime between on Raw between now and SummerSlam, setting up for Ziggler getting his rematch at SummerSlam. With Drew McIntyre going over. So follow me on this here, boys.
I was going to say, so we're going to have a title change.
We had a hellacious...
And then a title change again.
No, McIntyre's retaining.
Retains. Okay.
No, but I'm saying Dolph would have to drop.
Yeah.
And
then gets his rematch for the title at SummerSlam.
So he drops it to McIntyre?
Yeah, on Raw sometime in the next week.
Oh, okay.
So
that's where I'm just trying to
split.
So here's what's going to happen. You have a rift in between these two right now after the 30-minute Iron Man match, and Drew McIntyre basically costing Dolph Ziggler a handful of falls. Not to mention what happened on Raw with McIntyre essentially putting himself into the Universal title picture with those two triple threat matches they had this past Monday. Dolph Ziggler is going to take exception to his hired muscle that he brought up from NXT kind of going into business for himself. And then, McIntyre comes out on Monday. He says, okay, we've had an amicable split. I'm doing this. Ziggler's not going to sit well with that. He's going to get McIntyre at some point between now and SummerSlam, whether it be through an open challenge or something like that. Ziggler decides, I'm going to do my own open challenge. McIntyre comes out, wins the title, and then that starts their feud going into SummerSlam, where McIntyre is then now appointed the Intercontinental Champion. He vanquishes Ziggler, and now he is the ruler of the mid-card.
Okay.
For the foreseeable future. There's no way Vince brought him back up to the main roster as quickly as he did to not put the rocket on him and put him to the top.
Well,
or at least to the top.
Is not the top.
At least the top of the mid card.
That's kind of what happened almost 10 years ago anyway.
But they're going to do it right this time.
I think the way to do it right is put him in the Universal title picture.
It's give him a little taste
the
of
fact that he says he's ready for the Universal title picture, and that's phase 2 of his plan.
Just putting him in that, I'm ready for the Universal title, and he loses it, gives him enough oomph that now he can carry the Intercontinental title, and it feels, okay, this feels right.
Okay.
I'm ready for Drew McIntyre Intercontinental Champion.
I'm ready for Drew McIntyre Universal title picture.
Well, we'll see, man. It might be some time, but he'll get there. This is the next right move.
All right. I like it. It's not bad. Well thought out.
Anthony, what do you got?
Who do you think had a fire opening?
Fire opening? I'm sorry, man. I'm going to have to go with Corey on that one.
On both matches?
Yeah.
Okay. With his fatal 4-way and everything?
Sorry.
Yeah. The five-way's got a lot of... It's built a little weird for me, but I really can't get behind the story of
or
Ziggler
even
or McIntyre.
Reverse.
I think it's a little early, and I think McIntyre is going to be in that Universal title picture, not the IC title picture.
We'll see, man. We'll see. The Universal title picture is going to get pretty crowded here pretty soon.
And that's why
it's been empty. I mean, Brock's had the belt for a year.
Well, wait till you hear my Universal title match.
I'm sure it's not that crazy.
It's probably not too insane. It's probably very similar to what you've got.
It's probably what everybody else thinks. Okay, here we go. Let's do the next 3 matches. So these will be matches 6 through 8. Okay. My next match is going to be the Bludgeon Brothers defending the SmackDown Tag Team titles against Sanity, who earned their spot in a number 1 contenders match on SmackDown over the New Day for a 3rd win as a unit. I have Sanity winning with the help of Nikki Cross making her SmackDown Live debut to help them pick up the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
Interesting.
Match number 7. This is something that's going to have to start building here on Raw the next couple weeks. We actually have Baron Corbin taking on Kurt Angle. For control of Monday Night Raw.
Oh dang!
If Baron wins, he's still going to be the constable, but he's going to be running the show. Kurt is gone, and if Kurt wins, then Baron is no longer constable. And that is
kind of like what they're doing with Kurt. Pull him out. Do what was it? It was Survivor Series. Then
he did the Shield thing.
Roll him out for all the big 4.
So
and the Ronda Rousey thing at Mania.
Yeah. I have Kurt Angle winning.
Dang, I do like that.
Kurt Angle wins. Baron Corbin is no longer Constable Corbin, but Kurt the next night on Raw comes out and resigns as GM of Monday Night Raw because he's tired of working for Stephanie McMahon.
And I'll tell you who's going to take the post, brother. I'll tell you who's going to take the job, brother.
No. We're not saying
Eric
that.
Bischoff.
Yeah, that would be good.
I'm back.
That would be good. I haven't booked that far ahead. I've only booked that Kurt resigns the following Monday. Then we'll see.
I don't want to phone in. I don't know if I want to give this
I still actually have one more match.
All right, well, go ahead.
My 3rd match of this section is for the United States Championship. Shinsuke versus Matt Hardy versus Randy Orton in a triple threat match. Shinsuke retains his championship after pinning Jeff Hardy after Kinshasa.
All right, you corrected yourself. All right, you saved that. I was going to say 3. Yeah, you said Matt, and then you said Jeff.
So Jeff, sorry.
This card's got severe lack of Velveteen Dream on it.
You calling him up?
You
could.
I'd have called him up yesterday if I could. Now.
You're booking it, so
I'm putting all the belts on that man and strapping the rocket to him.
I feel real stupid right now. Does NXT have a SummerSlam equivalent? Is
Brooklyn.
Okay,
Brooklyn.
All right,
that's their big show. Yeah. Which have you guys seen the NXT spoilers yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not gonna I don't think we should talk about it though.
I don't want to because I feel like WWE was a jerk enough already.
We'll take this off air, but I don't want to say I was right. I was right.
Okay.
I was right.
I was right.
You were. I was right.
Dang it. Yeah, you were.
Okay.
All right, what do you got, Trav?
Give me your 3.
3 more matches? Okay, cool. So we're going to have the SmackDown Women's title is going to be defended from champion Carmella in a triple threat match against Becky Lynch, who's going to win her number 1 contendership this coming Tuesday on SmackDown Live when she beats Carmella in a singles match, and a returning Charlotte Flair, who is cleared to return from injury and wants to stake her claim at the top of the women's title picture again on SmackDown. So Becky's going to have Charlotte has a rematch from losing the belt to Carmella.
I thought she got that rematch.
Did she?
She beat her twice.
Well, all she has to do is come out, cut a promo, and I didn't lose the belt the way I should have. I want a shot. Maybe we'll have a number one contenders match between the two of them after Becky wins, and then that sets up for the triple threat. Either way, triple threat at SummerSlam.
Okay.
Becky Lynch, Carmella, Charlotte Flair, and fans of steampunk and red hair rejoice. This is finally going to be Becky's time.
She's won the belt before.
Again. Becky's time again.
But it's going to be on a big stage at SummerSlam, and it's going to be Becky's time.
Okay.
And it's going to be a fantastic. She's going to finally get those wings out for that. She's been trying to do something
pull
with
a Marty Scurll.
Yeah, she's gonna finally do the big entrance she's been trying to do forever and everything like that, and everybody's gonna be happy and it's gonna be really fun. So that is my SmackDown Women's title match. We also have somewhere sandwiched into the middle of the card the Raw Women's title match, which is already phoned in. I guess that's kind of our free space, so we don't really have to talk about that one.
Sure, yeah. I mean, unless you have some sort of
Rousey,
thing that happens.
We all agree Rousey's going over, correct?
Okay.
Right?
No.
You don't think so?
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, we're not going to talk about that.
All right. Rousey's winning your Raw title on your show.
All right. Fine. We have the match that should also be a free spot on everybody's card if you haven't already put this on there. The Miz taking on Daniel Bryan in a grudge match that's been stewing for over a year now, ever since that incident on Talking Smack however many moons ago.
Who do you have winning?
You can't have SummerSlam and not have Daniel Bryan get that feel-good moment.
Okay.
I think Daniel Bryan's going over.
All right.
So, and I guess I'll just...
Your third match here.
Let me give a third one here. Let me see. Let's go with my United States Championship match. We have Shinsuke Nakamura, the champion, defending against Rusev, who is now recently turned babyface after leaving Aiden English and pairing back up with Lana, and is now getting a proper shot at the United States Championship.
That's better than the pre-show.
Rusev's going over.
Rusev Day.
Rusev Day will happen on SummerSlam as a babyface Rusev.
Shinsuke has the belt for a month.
After finally getting some gold.
Defends it one time and
Shinsuke will be
it.
back
Perfect.
in a title picture somewhere.
You're right.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Shinsuke doesn't need the belt.
Yeah.
He doesn't. And I thought that was a weird choice.
It'll be a great moment at SummerSlam to have Rusev, and who knows, you could even align Aiden English with Shinsuke Nakamura after this breakup.
His mouthpiece.
Yes.
Shinsuke Day.
Yeah. Shinsuke, dude, book it.
I like that.
I like that.
So
I like that. That's probably the best booking you've done so far.
Yeah, I'm proud of that one.
All right, what do you think there, BT?
All right, so mid-show.
So I had Sanity winning, Angle winning, and Shinsuke winning.
I do like the stipulations with Baron.
I like that too.
I like it. I like it a lot.
The Nikki Cross call up.
With
She's
the
been
Nikki
on the house shows for SmackDown lately.
Oh, has she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I was kind of liking Travis's mid card.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
I feel kind of cheap because my next three matches are actually two of the matches you just said. So I have Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey.
Right. I mean, that's a free space at this
Alexa's
point.
winning because
How so?
Natalya turns on Ronda to help Alexa Bliss win, and that sets up Natalya versus Ronda at Hell in a Cell in September.
Which would look great because two friends, a lot of story, and again, you're not forcing a title on to Ronda, who is not ready.
She's not. I think she still needs a little bit of time. This
Yeah.
is an excuse for her to lose. She gets cheated by her friend, who she thought was going to help her.
And still maintain steam.
It sets up another feud for her next month.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss can move on to
I really
Sasha
don't want
Banks.
to see it happen that way, but
That's what I got.
All right, guys.
My next match is going to be Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. I also have Daniel Bryan winning.
Of course.
Nothing fancy.
Sunrise,
maybe
sunset.
maybe The Miz taps out to a figure 4 leg lock or something.
Yeah. Yes, lock, middle of the ring.
My 11th match of 13. AJ Styles, your champion, taking on Samosive Joseph
God bless America.
in a submission match for the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
dang.
And Samoa Joe puts AJ Styles to sleep.
Whoa.
To win the WWE
Big
Championship.
news. I like that.
Breaking news.
That's
New WWE champion.
Now, how long has AJ been held on to that?
250 something days.
Man, that's
260.
He's already past like the point where it's like, okay, we can put it
He
on.
won it
something.
in November.
Yeah, he's not past that point, but he's slowly approaching it. For sure. Like
SummerSlam would
you
be.
don't want him to lose it when he gets stale. You need him to lose it right before he gets stale with the belt. So.
Because right now he's not stale, but he's starting to hit that Best Buy date on that bag of chips.
That match with Almas from SmackDown the other day
was really
insanely
really good.
But how do you have a better match on SmackDown Live than you did on
the pay-per-view 2 nights before?
Rusev did fantastic, but it wasn't like
because Almas is a workhorse, man. Almas is a star,
and set it up to where he still looked good in defeat.
People been sleeping on El Idolo, man. Also, it was nice to see some good old LIJ Bullet Club in-ring action there as well. You get Shinsuke in the mix, you can just have Chaos in there as well.
Well, dang,
perfect.
Yeah.
All right, what are your next 3?
All right, so let's. I'm going to go ahead and get this off the paper right now. I also have AJ Styles defending his WWE Championship against Samosive Joseph. I do, however, do not have any special stipulations for that one, and I have Styles going over. Point to Corey on that one. I like yours a lot better. So.
A submission match, we don't get that every day.
I'll concede that. I'll concede that. That was fun. I like that. We also have a rematch from WrestleMania. We got a long card here, guys. We got to fill some time. I think we're going to see John Cena taking on The Undertaker once more at SummerSlam for John Cena to get his win back from WrestleMania. Unnecessary, true, but it's SummerSlam. Give me the green light because I'm ready to go. We got a lot of card here, man.
Give me the green light.
Got a lot of card here. It's either you either take Cena Undertaker again, or we get money whatever.
Why do we have to have Cena at all?
Or we get Pitbull to do a show. Your choice, bud.
Pitbull.
All right, you're taking Pitbull over John Cena.
He's gonna be there anyway, so
all right. I
might as well get rid of the John Cena match.
All right.
All right. So you still got one more?
Okay, so this is actually an interesting one. Have you guys been paying a lot of attention to any of the news as far as what's going on tomorrow night on Raw? Stephanie McMahon will be on Raw tomorrow night to make a special announcement. If you guys have been paying attention...
It's Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle for control of Raw.
It's not Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle for control of Raw. It is to announce a women's tag team championship. And I have a feeling that this is going to culminate in a... So the rumor has it they're going to be debuting women's tag team championships, and they are not going to be exclusive to any one brand.
They would have to do it that way.
So it's going to have to be a title that floats between 4 brands. And from what I posit...
4 brands?
Yeah, they're talking about this also working across NXT and NXT UK as well. Yeah.
They got to travel to the UK to defend their belt?
There's already talks about an all-women's pay-per-view coming up at some point as well.
Now, NXT UK, I didn't look too much into that. That's going to have women in there, too?
Yep. They're going to have a women's title. They're going to have a women's scene and everything. They'll have a few. Okay. They'll have a few. They've got...
NXT's got like 6.
They'll probably lump Dakota Kai into that. Because they like to mix the Aussies into that. They also have Nixon Newell, who they have under a new name. They've already started announcing competitors for the Mae Young Classic again, which is, if you guys have been paying attention, a lot of people that they've signed from the first Mae Young Classic, but they just haven't been able to do anything with. They're going to move these women around into different rosters and divisions and stuff like that. I wouldn't even be surprised to see them get their own brand at some point. But the point of the matter is still, we're getting women's tag team titles. They're going to be defended over multiple brands. It's going to come down to a tournament, and I think you're going to have a team representing SmackDown, and I think you're going to have a team representing Raw. The team representing SmackDown is going to be the Iconics, because they're a built-in team, and they have a lot of good momentum. They also cost Charlotte the title. They've got, they got steam. They could do something with the Iconics. But they're unfortunately going to lose to the Raw representatives,
Bayley and
Sasha Banks and Bayley.
Yeah.
It's the Cesaro and Sheamus stuff. I saw that.
Kurt Angle literally put them in a tag team match together. Well, if you guys can't figure it out, one of you guys is getting traded to SmackDown, blah, blah, blah. They're going to do this whole, can Sasha and Bayley coexist and overcome the odds and win the first ever women's tag team championships and blah, 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 blah. And guess what? They're going to do it. It's going to be a feel-good moment until they decide that they want to break them up again.
So then let me ask you this. This all has to happen within, 4 weeks?
Yeah, you just have even not between NXT and stuff like that.
So you're going to have a tournament start, tomorrow?
It could be a small tournament,
and then work its way, and then it's going to crown the champions at SummerSlam.
At SummerSlam. Well, maybe not even tomorrow, or
what
maybe
would those belts
they'd have
like?
to hot shot it.
The rumor has it they look like the tag titles for both the brands, but they're a white strap with I think a
I would do like that Mae Young turquoise.
It's a white gold, I think it is, for the plates. Like white gold plates and a white strap.
That's cool.
So it's really slick from the artist renderings that I've seen. I've seen a couple of like posts about like we can't. There's no pictures, but people who have seen the belts, they're already made. The belts are made. They're there.
Okay.
They are going to debut them on Raw, and we're going to have a tournament. And I think
what if it doesn't happen? What if they don't debut them on Raw tomorrow?
Then I will eat your sunglasses.
Perfect. All right. Perfect.
All right. So that was 2 of my 3. Oh, that was 3. And I said John Cena versus Undertaker, and I also said Samosa Joseph versus Anthony James Styles.
Who you got, BT? I had Bliss Ronda with Bliss going over, Daniel Bryan over The Miz, and Samoa Joe winning in a submission match.
See, and this is where I gotta go with Corey again, purely because we're fantasy booking, but we gotta make a card of what's gonna happen. You're not too far fetched, but I mean we're reaching for the stars.
That submission match has got my blood boiling.
Yeah, and like
I'm not gonna lie, I'm enticed.
See, like you guys did the same thing though for the same win, so that's where the tie is. The difference is the submission match. I don't even think it'll happen as a submission match.
I also had Styles going over. I like
the oh, did you say?
Yeah, I said Styles is going over.
Oh, then that was an L. Sorry, I thought you said Samoa Joe won. You're too.
Out.
Oh yeah, this is Samoa
All
Joe.
right,
all right.
It's time for our final 2 matches.
We have 2 more.
Do you only have 1 more? That's fine.
No, because I already gave away my Rousey versus.
Oh, that's one of the ones.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and go into my first of my final 2 matches. Brock Lesnar, Universal Champion, taking on Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns in a triple threat match. Lesnar pins Roman Reigns after 3 F5s and a spear from Bobby Lashley to retain the Universal Championship.
Interesting.
Dang.
And after the match,
so much heat.
Braun Strowman's music hits, and our final match of the night is Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman wins the Universal title.
Wow.
Finally.
Really?
He said he was going to cash it in the first chance he was in the same room as Brock.
Interesting. I like that.
I'm not finished with it.
I like that. It's interesting. It's different from what I have. We have the same. I think we were talking about this earlier. We have the same match, but I have a very different result.
And what's that?
Well, we'll get to it. I want Corey to give away his other match.
That was both of my matches.
Oh, that was both? Oh, so
the cash-in is a separate match.
Two and one. Okay.
That's why.
Well, my card actually doesn't feature a cash-in, so I guess that kind of explains why I don't have 2 more matches left. So I have a triple threat for the Universal Championship with Brock Lesnar defending against Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley. And here's what I think is going to happen. I think Reigns gets the pinfall win over Lashley, getting his win back from Extreme Rules, and then also protecting Brock Lesnar, not making him look bad.
Why does
and
that matter?
putting the belt onto.
He's not showing up at all.
This is his last match potentially.
Because I think
you gotta transfer that.
I don't think
he beat Undertaker's streak. You need to transfer it before he may never wrestle for Vince again to someone else. And it needs to be Braun Strowman.
I think we're going to work into a program with Lashley and Lesnar working one another afterwards. There's going to be a feud between those two playing off of their MMA backgrounds because they can kind of blur the lines in between. They could even sanction an MMA fight between the two. It'll be obviously a work, but they can sanction an MMA fight on Raw or a pay-per-view between Lashley and Lesnar to continue that feud down the line, thus blurring that line and getting some of that like, wow, they're doing this MMA
now,
thing
where would
in
you
WWE.
Do that at if it doesn't?
You can do it Hell in a Cell. Literally do it in a cage. Hell in a Cell. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Hell in a Cell. You could just do it at Hell in a Cell. Do it in a cage.
You could take the surrounding.
They've done it before. They did it for Ryan. They did it for Ken Shamrock. They had him fight somebody in an MMA cage before on Raw. I think it was. I can't remember. I could see that. And then Reigns is free to do whatever. Then he is the Universal Champion.
Big dog's just roaming around.
Yeah, he has the title. He gets to do what he wants with it. Then you could put him in all sorts of programs. Then you can do your program with Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor. Then you can do your program of Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. Then you can do your program of, oh my God, is Baron Corbin going to cash in? They don't want to just give you everything right off the rip. They're not just going to give you Braun Strowman cashing in at SummerSlam just to give it to you. They want to draw that out, man. They want those matches with Reigns and Finn. They want those matches with Reigns and Owens, Reigns and Sammy, Reigns and Drew McIntyre, Reigns and everybody. Reigns is going to partner up with everybody for a Universal title feud from now. They want that title on TV on Roman Reigns every week. I wouldn't be surprised if he's defending it on Raw week in and week out before we even sniff a Braun Strowman cash-in.
Okay.
That belt is going to be on TV. It's going to be on Roman Reigns, and it is going to be open challenges, a never-ending cavalcade of people coming in to challenge for that title. And then you can just Lashley and Lashley's 47,000 years old. He's not going to wrestle for long, and he's got the charisma of a podcast table. So put him in a program with Lesnar. Let them do oh my God, WWE's doing an MMA thing, and WWE, it's crazy. They got Ronda Rousey too. It's nuts. You guys should go check this out. It's marketing, man. It's pure marketing.
I saw this really genius post. I think it was Joe, as in Big Cass, or Cassidy Keith.
Shouts out to Cassidy Keith
of NOW. He had this Facebook post. I think it was him that said that Brock retains, takes that championship into the UFC Heavyweight Championship match. And then either wins or loses or something, Braun comes in and cashes in at UFC
and becomes a UFC and Universal.
No, well, I don't know about that.
That would never happen.
That's genius, though.
My God.
Now talk about fantasy booking. How sick would it be? Because it's essentially
if Dana
what
White would go for that, I would be so.
That's
hyped.
what Money in the Bank is, though. It's almost a 24-hour rule.
I like it.
And he's got to hurry up and tell the ref, you got to count 3, okay? I know you don't normally have to do that.
I would love to see Braun Strowman explaining the rules of wrestling refereeing to a UFC official. That would be fantastic.
So with that,
Tristan, what do you think of that match? What do you think of the card? Who do you think should be in the Universal title match, bud?
You want to see Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley? Brock's the champion right now.
I know it's hard to remember what Brock Lesnar or the belt looks like, but it's still there, and he's still the champion.
Who do you want to be champion right now?
Roman
Reigns.
See,
all right.
so you like my
out of the mouth
Roman
of
Reigns
babes.
wins the belt, and then he's on Raw every week defending it. What do you think? Pretty cool, huh?
That's the dream.
That's the money right there, man.
Yeah.
That's why my Universal title match is right.
Okay. Well, BT, our final 2 matches, his was Ronda Rousey winning the Women's Championship and Roman Reigns pinning Bobby Lashley for the Universal title. That's how he's finishing his night. And I had a triple threat match, a 35-minute banger where Brock wins. The crowd is doesn't know what to do. And then Strowman comes out.
I definitely love
cashes
that image.
in and destroys Brock Lesnar and sends him to the UFC.
Holding up the old briefcase, or even if he's still holding on to it, you just picks it up. But holding that strap as that bug comes up.
That'd be a good way to end the show too, man.
And it's just crowds going nuts.
You can go back to UFC.
I'm country strong.
That's mine. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. I like yours too, man.
Who had the better finale there?
Yeah, Corey's taking the whole.
All right, man. All right. That's fine. I knew getting into this that I would be operating from a very unfavorable perspective. I'm
always.
Yeah.
But that's where me and you we're one and the same, because we could think of some pretty insane stuff because we watch New Japan, so we know how to draw out.
Corey
things.
only watches WWE, so he's plugged in, man.
I'm plugged in. I know the ins and outs.
Yeah.
I do, however, think you're going to be surprised about this women's tag team thing, though.
I don't doubt that may happen. Absolutely. I wanted to have a good SummerSlam show, so.
Well, with WWE, you have to realize that you're going to get some good, but you're also going to get a lot of bad. So
yeah, but SummerSlam's is that big 4, and that was very big 4. That's WrestleMania. That you could redo every card on his card in Mania.
You all know that we're gonna.
Yours is the lowest rated Raw of all time. That's what you just booked.
I'm not trying to bury
if you give me a
right
13,
now, but
if you give me a 13 match Raw.
Yeah, if you had a 4-hour
the matches on Raw are only 2 minutes. You could easily get 13 matches on Raw. You cut out all the stupid crap and
I guess,
talking.
man. I guess.
Yeah, take out all the promos, no commercials that you just gave us, like fucking, excuse me.
Whoa, there it is.
You gave us like Fastlane.
Okay, but we've
Great
wanted
Balls of Fire.
Great Balls
Great
of
Balls
Fire.
of Fire was a great pay-per-view. All right.
Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe.
That was
great.
was Great Balls of Fire. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
fantastic.
Great Balls of Fire was surprisingly good, but it
good
went
pay-per-view
in with the promotion value of your card.
I understand. That's fine. I get it.
Well, what I'm really interested to know is what the people that are watching think. Who do you think had a better card?
Yeah, we got a couple
What do you
people.
think the best match of both of our cards was?
You can-
best
you can-
booked match.
Reply in the comments right now if you're watching this live, or if you're just listening to this later, you can tweet at us.
Well, you could still do it in the comments. We'll read the comments.
Audio Suplex Live. You could,
We got people in the chat like
people like to DM me on our Instagram. That's kind of fun too.
Oh, they're trying to get in them DMs.
That was a very fun thing that we did with the fantasy book.
Oh yeah,
we got to do more of that.
Yeah. If you guys like that on the Instagram, let me know. Like that was a fun little day for me. Just
for those who didn't know what happened, you know how Instagram started rolling out the questions. You could DM a question because you couldn't already DM creepy things to all of your favorite follows. If we're one of your favorite follows, Travis was doing fantasy bookings. Give us like an insane match. It doesn't
Like a
have to
dream
be
match.
WWE,
Yeah,
just dream matches, live or dead, different promotions, whatever. And those were very fun to watch. Scrolling through the Instagram stuff.
Yeah, we had some. I want to ask you guys on this one because I obviously I was responding to the questions or the matches as they popped into us. So I was really kind of like taking the helm on this one. But the question was, give us a dream match and we'll pick the winner. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of these dream matches. Tell me
some of them were good.
Yeah.
There were some really good ones.
And we're going to pick the winner?
Yeah, so I wanted to know who you guys would have winning.
Okay.
And I'll tell you who I said.
Okay.
So we got Dolph Ziggler versus Macho Man.
Ooh.
Macho Man's winning that.
I put Macho over on that one.
Man, I would love to see Ziggler just go over, but Macho Man would win
I said Bonesaw snaps Nikki like a Slim Jim.
Yeah.
that. Bonesaw is ready.
Kenny Omega versus Seth Rollins.
Ooh.
I'd rather see Kenny Omega versus AJ Styles personally.
Right.
Yeah,
That'd be
But
fun.
I'm taking Kenny Omega.
Yeah,
7 stars himself.
CrossFit doesn't keep you in gear.
It'll
like
be a
that.
great match. Don't
yeah.
get me wrong.
But Kenny would take that one.
Kenny's got it.
All right. We had Tessa Blanchard versus Charlotte. That's easy.
I'm taking Charlotte.
Charlotte's the best women's wrestler on the planet.
Yep. Yeah. I think I sent that one in.
Yeah, you did. I know.
I was like, wait. No.
Sounds familiar.
This is probably my favorite one that somebody commented. Velveteen Dream versus Corporate Rock.
Oh my God.
Now I remember seeing that one. Like, what do you think the appeal is with?
Why is that a dream match?
Why is that a dream match?
I'm picking
I like
Velveteen.
it.
I'm taking Velveteen.
I said Dream over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't like Corporate Rock. I liked him right
Corporate
after he
Rock.
got kicked out of the corporation.
See, when I think of
And I think
Corporate
that's
Rock,
why I didn't believe that was a dream match. Like, why?
When we
Like,
talk
just
about
Rock in general versus
yeah, Rock in general, Rock's going over any day of the week,
yeah.
and two
good.
times on Sunday. He'll go over in the opening match and go over in the
8
main
days
event
a
as
week.
well. Like
you should have put that on your card. Maybe you would have done a little better.
Rock,
Bring
you
the
know,
Rock in.
But Corporate Rock, I think of like with the knockoff Versace shirts, open and stuff like that, with the
Yeah.
sunglasses, kind of in that weird like post Rocky Maivia, pre face turn when he was the most electrifying man in sports and entertainment. Like it was a weird period for The Rock. He wasn't quite there yet. So I dream over on that one. I like that.
I like that.
Who do we say? Styles versus HBK. I said Styles.
Styles.
Styles versus okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
We're not
Even,
even-
even with Tristan on there.
Tristan, well, let's see.
That
see
is
what
a
Tristan-
dream match, though.
Got to give one that Tristan would. Vader versus Braun Strowman. Do you remember Vader? Do you see anything about him yet?
No.
Come on.
Yeah, it's too,
All right, how
too
about
vintage.
Finn Balor versus CM Punk?
Ooh.
You remember CM Punk?
Pick Finn Balor then.
Yeah, you're a Finn Balor fan all day though.
Yeah, Finn for
you're
sure.
like soon as his music comes on, like in the car or in passing, anytime.
Tristan, I'll give you one more dream match that was submitted to us by Audio Suplex Live fans on Instagram. And I asked you this question at the top of the show. Heel Corey versus Travis. Who would win? You got to pick, man.
You
Gotta
pick me,
pick.
right?
Corey versus Travis.
Who you got?
Just look at him.
Who's got it?
Who's winning? The fans. You got to say it, man. The people,
You got
They're on the
3,
edge of their seats.
2.
they can't hear your eyes,
1.
man. You got to say it out loud.
Hit it.
Corey or Travis?
All right, well, that's all the time we have for Audio Suplex Live this
We're going
week.
to end it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Tune in next week.
And maybe Tristan will have an answer for us for who would win between myself and Heel Corey.
Hey,
Corey,
who do you think would win?
I said the fans.
Oh, yeah.
I said the fans. The fans would win. Honestly, we would put on a good show.
We could still talk to Mr. JJ Castillo about that too.
We have a ring. Speaking of which, how was Fight for Fortune, guys?
Oh, man.
Fight for Fortune was fantastic.
Fight for Fortune. Fight for Fortune.
That was.
I'm Corey, and I like to fight.
That was very Glass City Havoc last year.
We got a ton of footage from Fight for Fortune.
Yeah, I can't wait to start combing through that.
Would we do 4 or 5 matches?
We did a lot. That was,
we had some face heel turns. I'm not going to give away too much.
Oh yeah,
but,
no spoilers. You got to watch the showcase for that.
Exactly.
One.
We got the insane ladder match. There was a barbed wire bat spotch.
Botch.
It wasn't. Well, I guess he missed his intended target, but there was some table spots. There's a table that would not break for a minute.
Oh man.
Which was fun. That's always fun seeing someone get slammed through a table a couple times. Overall, I think definitely. Every NOW show gets more and more exciting. I think they did a really good job.
Yeah. And they're going to be returning back to what is it called now? It used to be
Civic.
Realm. Civic
Music Hall.
Civic Music Hall.
The Civic Music Hall, formerly Realm. It's on Burn.
Formerly Realm.
I think it's 135
Zodiac.
Burn.
I don't have the exact date. I know
It is the 14th.
the
It's
14th.
next to Old Deja Vu at
Yeah.
the foot of the overpass. If you guys know where the old strip club was.
Yeah. So if you guys are into the Greater Toledo area, and you guys want to come check out.
We had some of their best shows a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Were
It's
at
the 11th.
that-
I was wrong.
I
It's the 11th.
distinctly remember having to drag a intoxicated BT Jackson out of the entranceway at a show at Realm once.
Dude. Man, I was in a totally different headspace at that time. That is not me anymore.
Sorry to put you out there, bud.
We were up on those shows there. So let me give you a little bit of background
This is
on
good
that
story.
since we got a little bit of time. I'm sorry. We started a couple minutes late, so I'm going to give us
That's
the
all
205. No live. Well, we are live. But so they had floor seats, which were like the general admission, and then
VIP.
and then how JJ's doing them now, like we have front row seats, but then they were like VIP seats. So they're the way that the stage is set up was the ring was against the stage, so you had workable three sides with space, and then
It was butted up
out.
against, yeah.
And they had the butt
So
up
they had the
against it,
entrance
so-
ramp on the stage,
Yeah.
but also a handful of tables for VIPs.
Right, so we were up there.
Sitting right next to where they walk out.
So I had
yeah.
like my camera, and I was just doing like some ancillary shots. I'm just hanging out, having fun. But the beer specials were pretty good. Your boy got a little sloshed,
Couple
and I'm
beverages.
just sitting there. Now I get in the way of like the entrance ramp, and I'm taking selfies and stuff. Yeah.
You were living it up.
You had
were
to
having
pull,
a good time.
You had to pull me
It's
off.
like
of
Sonny
those.
Ono and Ultimo Dragon out there.
All right, so in my defense, that won't happen now because I'll be too busy working. But I still may have a buzz, so who knows? We might get some really great footage.
We'll
Stabilization may be terrible. Now, the lights were kind of low during that. So
we'll see how that
we
goes.
could get like so the stills for that, like they looked really good as like in terms of
You're bearing the best part of
dramatics.
this story is when you were like slightly intoxicated, and he's trying to snap pictures in the entrance ramp, and there's like
up against the ring, like
there's like a run-in
There's
that's
a match
supposed to be
going on.
happening during a match, and security has to come over and like shoosh you out of the way and just kind
I
of be
don't
like,
remember that at all. So how sloshed was I don't remember getting like pushed
security
to the
looks over at
side.
me and goes, "Yo, there's supposed to be a run-in happening. Can you get your dude out of the way?" I was like, "Yo, come on, bro, come on."
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
I'm pretty sure I was pretty drunk too.
Yeah, it was a good times, right? Good times, guys. It was
Yeah,
fun.
so we'll be able to drink at the show.
Yeah!
If you're 21 and up, you're more than welcome to
Tell
partake.
JJ Castillo, set up the VIP table for us at the top of the stage. We're coming back.
Aren't we working though?
We are.
but we're gonna need some leisure time too.
All right, so but with that being said, very very nice venue. When it was just old
Fantastic.
Realm and stuff, it was a little crusty, but I know as the Civic
So is wrestling.
Civic Music Hall, they started to take care of it a little bit more,
good.
a lot more lights, better sound and
I'm
stuff. So
excited.
that's going to give us a little bit to work with as well for you guys.
Yeah. And this
so-
is not a lockdown venue
No.
from here on out. They're kind of going on tour. They moved on from the Belief Center. They're gonna kind of do a tour of Toledo. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll be able to access some more
So,
fans that way. And
When you guys see some NOW footage coming out from us, you're going to be able to see it, mix it up with a real cool mix of like different and interesting backgrounds. So some cool venues that we're going to be checking checking out, Realm being one of them, or I'm sorry, Civic Music Hall or whatever it is now.
Exactly.
A couple other venues in the mix as well. So if you guys were fans of our Uprising, was it 13 at the Rossford
that one was
Rec
fun.
Center?
That
was
one
a
was
fun
good.
show.
Yeah, visually different show than we usually produce for our friends at Northwest Ohio Wrestling. So I'm super excited to get our hands on this.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a couple things to plug. One we were just talking about, August 11th, NOW Uprising 21. We just said the Civic Music Hall on Burn. Visit NOW on Facebook at Northwest Ohio Wrestling. You can get all the information there. You can get tickets in advance on there. The other thing is we're doing SummerSlam at the Beer Stew.
Yes,
We're back.
Yes.
That is the 19th of August, so it's 4 weeks from today. So we got 1 month until SummerSlam. We'll probably do another show between now and then. We'll probably do a pick show.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll plug it again. But please come out to the Beer Stew. It's going to be awesome. We're going to give away a bunch of free money. You don't have to pay to play the trivia. Trivia is free.
Now, have we announced whether or not we're going to be on what side of the bar we're going to be on yet?
As of right now, we're on the small side of the bar, but I am going to talk to them about possibly having us do SummerSlam on the big side with the 110-inch screen.
Here's the thing, guys. If you're listening to this and you want to come out and party with us at the Beer Stew and do this right for SummerSlam, this is a big 4 pay-per-view, people. If you're listening to this, get on the Beer Stew's Facebook page. Let them know, like, hey, we're interested in coming. We're going to set up an event for it. Let them know that you're interested in coming. RSVP to the event.
Right.
Invite your friends.
It was a fantastic
we had a great turnout for
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania, and I would like to see the Big Four become a big staple here at the Beer Stew in Toledo. So if you guys invite your friends, tell everybody you know about it, invite your friends' friends, invite your mom's friends, invite whomever you can invite, get them to the event. We're going to set up a Facebook page for it so you guys can
the event
RSVP.
should be made today, so you should be able to RSVP starting today.
Yeah, let us know that this is big enough to do on a big scale, because we want to provide it for you guys. We want to give away free money. We want to have cool trivia.
Yes.
And especially with your friends. Let me throw out the blanket apology. T-Mac, sorry, dude.
Bro.
I was like 30 minutes from coming. Tristan was sick, fell asleep. I couldn't show up.
Was I still on the road?
You were
you had to do your reset.
Oh, I was at my shoot job. I was knee deep in t-shirts.
We had no idea he was coming, so he came out.
Had I known that the most illustrious listener in Audio Suplex Live history, T-Mac, was going to be at the Beer Stew for what was the last pay-per-view, Extreme Rules?
Yep.
I would have been there in a heartbeat. I would have dropped everything.
We were all down the street and just...
T-Mac said he's going to try to come to an NOW show on a Saturday.
Absolutely.
And he's going to bring some guys from North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Be loud and obnoxious for us.
If you guys can come out this month, you can drink, so we can have a real good time.
Let's do that at Civic. So, T-Mac, if you're hearing that...
Come through.
Make some plans.
I heard Travis has got plenty of room in his place for people to stay the night as long as they want. So
evidently.
as long as you want.
Shade.
Plenty of room.
Well, I guess with that being said,
we'll figure it out.
Well, with that being said, so let's get out of here before you pawn off the rest of my house like an Airbnb. Jeez,
thank you for listening. As always, Heel Corey, Travis, BT Jackson,
Tristan,
the punching machine.
The punching machine. Damn it, get him out here.
And Joe, our producer. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys in like 2 weeks.
Soon. Damn it.
Hey, this is Joe, producer of Audio Suplex Live. We'd like to give a shout out to the band Wax for intro and outro music. Make sure you check them out at the link below.
You've been listening to the Nerd Complex Podcast Network.